Hi, hello friends. Welcome to MAM channel. So, இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போற topic top 10 words to impress and influence your friends and people around you. If you want to talk like a pro and to be fluent in English, you must think that you have to conquer English. It's not about conquering, it's about enduring with it. Which means you must practice every day and you must learn every day. So, இன்னைக்கு வந்து நம்ம ஒரு top 10 words, different words வந்து புதுசா we are going to learn, so that will help us to impress our friends around you. வாங்க வீடியோக்குள்ள போகலாம். So the first phrases என்ன அப்படினு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, somebody, இது வந்து உங்களுக்கு டெய்லி ரூட்டீன், நிறைய வந்து டிஸ்கஷன்ஸ் உங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்குள்ள போயிட்டு இருக்கும். மேபி அவங்க சொல்ற ரீசன் வந்து உங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப ஆப்வியஸா கரெக்ட். இப்ப அவங்க வந்து உங்க வீட்டுக்கு வர முடியல, இல்ல என்னால இந்த விஷயத்த பண்ண முடியல அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது, you could go ahead and say fairly obvious, I certainly agree. Instead of just saying I agree, if you say, yeah, it's fairly obvious, I certainly agree to it. Isn't it so cool? So, இது வந்து ஒரு scenario. Next scenarioல சிலர் சொல்ற அந்த justifications வந்து it doesn't look good. You won't feel like agreeing to it. So, instead of just saying I don't want to agree, you could say I hardly agree, I barely agree, which means you are not completely agreeing to it. And there is one other scenario, that is a third scenario, in that you would like to agree but you are so reluctant about it. ரொம்ப தயக்கமா இருக்கீங்க. At first I was reluctant but eventually agreed. Maybe few other person who is along with you, they might have given some supporting reasons. So that is the reason initially you were reluctant but later on you felt you have to agree to it. So you can say at first I was reluctant but eventually I agreed to it. So it sounds more confident, right? Okay. So shall we move to the next phrase? So the next phrase is I am on it. What does mean by I am on it? I will take care of the situation. So instead of saying I will take care of the situation, you could just put it in a short way like I am on it, which means doing something that needs to be done or trying to solve a problem. Let's see one example so that you can understand quickly. If somebody says, we need help with web design, then you could say, don't worry, I'm on it, I can take care of the situation. And then if somebody is saying like, he keeps irritating me and annoying me and he's asking me a report from the morning, and then you could say, don't worry, I'm on it, which means you will take care of that situation. And the next phrase what we are going to see now is, take a rain check. Take a rain check. இது வந்து கண்டிப்பா நீங்க நிறைய தடவை யூஸ் பண்ண வேண்டிய ஒரு phrases-ஆ இருக்கும். Because in the situation வந்து you will easily come across with your friends and your colleagues. What does it mean? Used to tell someone that you cannot accept an invitation now but would like to do so at the later time. Because நீங்க வந்து அந்த ஆஃபரை வந்து அக்செப்ட் பண்ணணும்னு நினைப்பீங்க, but still you have multiple things to do at the same time. So you could just say, I have given some examples. You could just refer this, stating like, I will take a rain check on the party tonight. I have a lot of work to finish right now. It's just like kind of postponing. You're saying like, I will take a rain check on the party tonight because you're already busy with the other work. He said he would take a rain check on visiting us today. He said he was not able to meet us. Instead of saying that, he is putting in a more polite way, stating that he said he would take a rain check on visiting us today. And there is one other scenario, like if you are interacting with your client and if they are asking, would you be able to join today team outing? And you could just say, and you have to be very careful, you should be polite and more professional. So you can say, mind if I take a rain check on the team outing? I have to finish this project by tomorrow. So this sounds more polite and more professional. So if you put it in this way, it would be more appropriate. So the next phrase is get off my back. Get off my back. So when we can use this phrase? So before that we need to understand what is that. If you tell someone to get off your back, you are annoyed and ask them to stop finding fault or criticizing you. So இது வந்து it's a daily routine, like whenever we go to office, somebody would keep irritate us by stating some stupid comments. So in that time, you can't just say, please don't disturb me, please don't do these things to me. So it's very regular, right? So instead that you could say, Sam, please get off my back. You have been making comments about my work all morning. So the next phrase is strike a nerve. Strike a nerve. So what is meant by strike a nerve? Strike a nerve is nothing but to make someone feel angry, upset or embarrassed. Something she said to him must have struck a nerve. So something like if you just spoke something wrong and you annoyed a person, and if you want to apologize, you can just go and ask them like, did I strike a nerve? I'm sorry about it. That's not intentional. And you could also say, sorry, I lost my composure. Did I strike a nerve? Sorry, I lost my composure. I apologize for that. And his comments seem to strike a raw nerve. Some people, they will just put harsh comments. So you could mention it in this way, like his comments seem to strike a raw nerve. And the next word is obtuse. Obtuse. So obtuse is nothing but it's generally a dull sensation. The definition of obtuse is something that isn't sharp. Maybe not everyone is good enough to catch everything whatever others says. ஒரு சிலருக்கு வந்து நம்ம என்ன சொல்ல வரோம், என்ன பாயிண்ட் சொல்ல வரோம் அப்படின்றது வந்து they might not easily able to absorb it. So in that case, you could say, maybe I am being obtuse. I don't know why you are upset. Please explain me things in detail so the next time I can do better. You could say like something if you didn't understand and you're not sharp enough to understand that, you could convey like this, sorry, maybe I'm being obtuse. I don't know why you're upset. Please explain me in detail. And then the next phrase is chip in. Chip in. This is a cool one. We often use this. So definitely you can make use of this. Chip in is nothing but add something to someone else's conversation or give money to help pay for something. So let's see some example sentences. I will start and you all can chip in with your comments, which means in a meeting, maybe you're just starting the meeting and you can tell others like, you all can chip in with your comments. Feel free to chip in if I have forgotten to mention something. You're just saying like, if I have forgot to say something, please feel free to chip in and share your thoughts. And also like contributing money, like the three of us chipped in and bought the boat for dad. So 3 people together, they dropped the money and they bought the boat for dad. So இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய different sentences and phrases எல்லாமே இன்னைக்கு பார்த்திருக்கோம். கண்டிப்பா இந்த phrases and sentences and words எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு உங்களோட routine day to day lifeல யூஸ் பண்றதுக்கு ரொம்பவே யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். And if you use these words, you can be unique and you can be more confident too. So கண்டிப்பா இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா கீழ இருக்க ரெட் கலர் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பட்டனை மறக்காம கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க and கூடவே பெல் ஐகானையும் கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க. சோ அப்பதான் என்னோட ஃபியூச்சர் வீடியோஸ் எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு நோட்டிபிகேஷன் வரும். சோ மறக்காம நம்ம இமயம் சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க and லைக் பண்ணுங்க. Thanks for watching friends.